Thank you so much for being here tonight and for bringing in some sunshine at the last minute. Before we get started with the regular program, we wanted to offer just an acknowledgement that the event that we're having today is on the land of the Ohlone people. We really hope that as we do our work to create a more inclusive region, a region where everyone has a place to call home, rooted in community, that we can do our part to repair the harms that have been done on Indigenous people and the displacement. And as we're kind of working to center belonging and equity and sustainability in our work, just recognizing the long legacy of leadership that the Indigenous people have in stewarding those values. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll hand it over to Heather.
So I'm Heather Hood, and I lead Enterprise's Northern California amazing team, and I'm just really so happy to see you here, to be with real live people, many I haven't seen for a very long time in 3D. So thank you for being here. All of us at Enterprise are so glad to see you, and a big thanks to our host, Andy Ball and Corinne Winters, who aren't actually right here right now, but they might appear at some moment from a balcony or something, we'll see. We all just kind of keep adjusting, right? It's been a year of improvisation. I mean, it's all of this rethinking, resetting, adapting, redirecting our energy, questioning things, questioning authority, ways we have lived, and trying to find a way in which we can continue to forge to help the communities we've been helping all along. I have such an honor to introduce the person who's going to introduce some awardees, because she's one of those people we got to know early on in the pandemic when it snuck into our lives and struck us all. Our team got to meet Lourdes Castro Ramírez, our Secretary of Business, Transportation, and our Business Consumer Services and Housing. And wait, why did I say that? Anyway. Lourdes is one of those just bright lights in the beginning who called and said, help us. So we have had the pleasure of working alongside you and getting to know you and your team and pivoting, adjusting, being improvisational all along the way. So come on and tell us what's on your mind and who you get to celebrate tonight with us.
Thank you so much. All right, good afternoon. Buenas tardes. You're not going to believe this, but this is my first time in Berkeley. Isn't that amazing? I grew up in Southern California in a small city called Linwood, a southeast LA city. And so I moved to Sacramento almost 2 years ago at the start of the pandemic. And Heather's right. Heather, along with Justine and a number of folks from Enterprise, were among the first individuals that I reached out to and said, we need support, and we need the best ideas, and we need your overall guidance as we respond to this global pandemic that was impacting so many communities across the state. And so I'm really grateful to Enterprise Community Partners for the partnership with the state and for your leadership across the United States. I know that your mantra is about making home and communities a place of pride, a place of belonging, and a place of power. So thank you, Enterprise, for that. So tonight, I am honored. And before I present the honoree, I do want to extend warm greetings from Governor Gavin Newsom. Thanks to him, I'm where I'm at, and thanks to him, we are, celebrating this really wonderful program, the Homekey initiative, which was born in the midst of this pandemic. And so tonight, I have, the great honor of presenting the 2021 Changemaker Award. This year's award goes to 45 Homekey recipients who created lasting solutions to house people experiencing homelessness. These 45 recipients partnered with the state of California and with Enterprise to advance Homekey projects. As a result, 2,500 people now have safe, supportive places to call home. We can clap for that. Your efforts contributed to the overall success of Homekey and established a national model. In 6 months, California awarded $846 million to acquire 94 properties, creating 6,000 housing units. Many thanks, of course, to our philanthropic partners who collectively gave $46 million to this groundbreaking effort. Thank you, Kaiser Permanente. Thank you, Blue Shield of California. Thank you to the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative. Thank you for your generosity. Your generosity enabled tonight's recipients to provide a higher level of support. And of course, again, many thanks to Enterprise community partners. We appreciate the partnership with the state. We appreciate working together to ensure that more families, particularly more families that are struggling to keep a roof over their heads, are able to have a place to call home. Homekey is truly a testament to what we can achieve together, lo que podemos hacer juntos. By combining innovation with bold policy solutions, California prioritized protecting the most vulnerable neighbors in our communities. And I'm thankful to Governor Gavin Newsom for leading with compassion, leading with a sense of urgency during this pandemic, and of course to the California legislature for the additional $2.75 billion for the next 2 years, $2.75 billion, yes, to scale up Homekey. Our collective success would not be possible with all of you. We're building on your courage, on your innovation, and on your commitment to being person-centered. As we embark in this next phase of Homekey, we look forward to learning from the 45 recipients from tonight, and of course from all of the recipients across the state. With that, it is now my great honor to introduce Angelique Lane from the Kashia Housing Authority, representing the Kashia Homekey project in Santa Rosa. Woo! Come on up, Angelique. And Jon Mendelson, the director at the Central Valley Low Income Housing Corporation, representing the Stockton Town Center Studios. Please join me in congratulating them as they accept the 2021 Changemaker Award on behalf of the 45 transformative Homekey projects.
Thank you so much. And I just want to give a shout out to the 40 plus people that are on the screen. And I want to do a really quick readout of everyone that's on the screen. So Adrian Court, Bidwell Street Studios, Budget Inn, M Motel, Casa Aliento, Casa Buena, Coach N4, Interim Supportive Housing, Creekside Village, Crossroads Village, Harmony Village, Homekey Compton East, Homekey Mountain View, Homekey Studios, Hope Center for Transformation, Hotel Azura, Kashia Homekey Project, Kaimea Place, La Mancha Way Apartments, Live Oak Apartments, Lotus Living Rise Above Resilience Community, Milestone, Mother Bernard House, Pacific Shelter, Pacific Village, Paso Homekey, almost. Path Sale House Properties, Project Legacy, Project Reclamation Oakland, Red Lodge and Bear Lodge, Scotts Valley Band of Pomo Indians, Sequoia Village, Square One Homes, Stanton Inn, Step Up Inn, San Bernardino, Step Up on 99, Sun Lodge, Sure Stay, Tahiti Motel, The Anchor, The Legacy, The Nest, Town Center Studios, and West Sacramento Homekey Program.
Hi, I'm Jon Mendelson from Central Valley Low Income Housing Corporation. First of all, I want to say on behalf of Central Valley Housing, our immediate partners Stand in the city of Stockton, what a privilege it is to be here and to be able to thank Enterprise for the partnership. I think I speak on behalf of all of the awardees and the Homekey partners that this work doesn't happen without Enterprise stepping up to the plate when no one else was doing it. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I think that one of the most meaningful things that the Secretary said was that Enterprise and really the whole state is looking for long-lasting change. The investment that Enterprise, that the state of California made, is in permanent housing. This is a permanent, long-term solution to homelessness. Even the hardest to house homeless we have found in our community, if we can get them into a unit with proper support, they stay in housing. They don't go back to the streets. They remain productive members of society, and it is a real way out of some of the issues that we're thinking. And so the fact that there are forward-thinking individuals and organizations that can see making a one-time investment in a product, in a solution that will keep giving benefits to the community over the long term is just fantastic. And we're so excited to have that kind of partnership and support. And I really believe that the work of Enterprise and all of the Homekey recipients is one of the big reasons that the state of California is looking to do a round 2 with Homekey and make more investments in this area, and hopefully a round 3. So we're looking forward to continuing to address the challenge of homelessness with real person-oriented solutions that work. And we're just, again, extremely thankful for the support that we've been given through this challenging time. So again, thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Angelique Lane. I am the Kashia Housing Authority Chair. I would like to thank the Enterprise for their generous donation. And I'd like to thank Jocelyn Lynn here tonight, representing Burbank, for their supportive role in the development of the Homekey project and our Windsor apartment development as well. Also, I'd like to give a special thanks to Raymond McQuillan, our housing director, who is not here tonight, but I feel he deserves recognition for the key role he plays. I've been involved with my tribe in a leadership capacity for 10 years now, and I remember a time before we hired Raymond when the projects we're working on now were just hopes and dreams, and through hard work and dedication, our dreams have become tangible. So, thank you.
Hi, I'm Sarah Halpern. My heart has always been in housing. It's where kids grow up, right? It's where kids do their homework. It's where families come home. It's really the foundation of a vibrant community. And through these years, I've continued to support Enterprise. I write a check every year, and I say thank you to this group. And I just want to encourage all of you here to also open up your hearts and your checkbooks. So please consider donating to this fantastic group that makes so much happen here. And that's it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. So tonight we're celebrating our shared work and some distinct, wonderful organizations and people. And I want you to know that we're very, very fortunate to be able to have planned for a soiree, the big one, and then pivot. And as far as I know, all of our sponsors stayed with us, which was really incredible. And we very much appreciate it. The kind of resources that we raise for the soiree are actually the kinds that are fungible. They're general operating funds, and we need that because so many of our grants are very specific to particular things. And so we patch it all together. And so these kinds of funds allow us to be to float when things don't quite line up and we're waiting for something, but also to try big, bold new things. It allows us to do things that then can be meaningful. So I just want to appreciate that everybody took a risk with us, not just in coming tonight, but over time. So I want to thank some very specific organizations, folks who are here tonight. And I'm going to blow you a kiss, so don't be embarrassed if that sort of thing feels icky. It's a wonderful thing. It's meant with great intention, to be clear. So join me in sending thanks to J.P. Morgan Chase with Melinda Franklin. Where's Melinda? Oh, mwah. Thank you. There you are. U.S. Bank with Lisa Gutierrez on our board. Hi, thank you. Wells Fargo with Katie Fitzsimmons. Silicon Valley Community Foundation. Silicon Valley Bank with Fiona Su. Shangri-La Construction, I know you all came up. Thank you. Mimi and Peter Haas Fund, the Mechanics Bank, GTG Consultants, Forsyth Street with Daniela Greville, First Republic Bank, Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, Beneficial State Bank, Related California, Mid-Penn Housing with Matt Franklin, thank you. Merritt Community Capital with Ari, thank you, Ari. Mercy Housing with Doug. Mwah. John Stewart Company, Gallagher, Avelius and Jones, LLP, and Bridge Housing. There are so many of you who helped, and I just want to make sure to also help our wonderful community partners, Kaiser Permanente, Amy Fishman and Tomiquia Moss. Our advisory council members, affordable housing developers, Andy, Doug, Susan, Matt, Jocelyn. Where are you? Yeah. Good for it. Thank you. And our other community partners, Gloria Bruce, Judith Bell, Ben Metcalf, and Alex Buzansky. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're blessed. So glad to have you stellar folks in our lives and run alongside you to keep up. So, with that, I would love to introduce Geeta Rao, our Deputy Director, who in many ways really runs the place and is the best thought partner ever. So we have each other's backs, and now you have the mic.
Is David on the screen? Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Geeta Rao, and I'm a Senior Director at Enterprise. And I'm thrilled to be introducing our next presenter, who will be joining us from Arizona via Zoom. He's there, right? Okay, all right. So he's our shining star, Assembly member, and soon to be San Francisco City's Attorney, David Chiu. So I know that all of us here know what an incredible housing advocate Assembly Chiu is. He's been this way throughout the years, from San Francisco to now in Sacramento, and he's been championing the most progressive housing policy in the state and really leading, being a leading voice for renters. And Assemblymember Chiu has helped open exclusive communities to provide more opportunities for low-income Californians. He's also ensured that low-income communities of color, those especially facing displacement, can stay in their homes and stay in their neighborhoods. But of course, dearest to my heart, Assemblymember Chiu was an incredible leader in AB 1487 and in creating the Bay Area Housing Finance Authority. This is such like a geeky thing that we're like, and while Assemblymember Chiu will be dearly missed at the state, we're happy to have him closer to home. And we know that he'll lead with his equity values and serve the San Franciscans most in need. So, welcome, David.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
So I have to admit, this is sort of a one-directional thing in that I only caught bits and pieces of what you said. I heard some people in the background, but I really wish I was partying with all of you tonight. It looks, oh my goodness, look at everybody. Look at all those beautiful people. Wow, do I wish I was with you. I am at a conference right now in Arizona, but really wish I was with you at the soiree instead of in this unlit hotel quarter right now. But first of all, let me just say, Geeta, you were not supposed to say those kind words for me because I am here to help present an award. But let me just start by saying, officially as the chair of the Assembly Housing and Community Development Committee, thank you to Enterprise Community Partners. You have been just incredible leaders on the moral issue of the day, how we house every human being in our region, in our state, in our country, and it has been a true honor to work alongside you. And I have to admit, leaving the legislature is a little bittersweet for me because we have so so much unfinished business to do when it comes to housing and when it comes to homelessness, but I'm looking forward to continuing that work together in my new role in San Francisco. But I'm really zooming in from afar because it is my privilege to help present the next Changemaker Award to an amazing, incredible leader, an incredible human being. You all know her. She is the founder and the chief executive of All Home, Tomiquia Moss. And I see Tomiquia there. Tomiquia Moss. Listen, you know her as a steadfast leader in the face of this incredible moral crisis of homelessness. You know her from her time as the CEO of Hamilton Family Services in San Francisco, to being a top advisor, not just to the mayor of Oakland, but to the mayor of San Francisco, and specifically to helping to envision and create this incredible organization, All Home, which was just the twinkling in her eye a few years ago. And today it has knit together this fragmented system that we know has often harmed as many folks as it has helped when it comes to our neighbors and fellow human beings who are living on our street. And I think everyone knows that under her leadership, she and her team are putting together an incredibly smart, data-driven plan for the region, and has helped to raise major funds to advance this work. And I will admit, for those of us who've worked in this area of affordable housing, oftentimes homelessness is siloized. It is put aside in its own sector and its own set of issues. And Tomiquia has really understood that homelessness does not stand on its own. Housing affordability, community stabilization, strategies around homeless prevention, they go hand in hand. It's always about people, it's always about human beings. And she continues to remind us of this, to inspire us about this, to really break down these silos. She's brought together so many incredible minds and resources to really move this forward, such that I am hopeful that with her leadership and with the leadership of all of you, hopefully in a few short years, we will be able to talk about this moment being that inflection point when we finally got a handle on addressing the moral crisis. So with that, Tomiquia, I'm going to salute you from afar for helping us to see the path ahead, for giving us the tools to walk up this mountain. And without further ado, it's my honor to roll up our tonight's honoree, Tomiquia Moss.
David, thank you so much for such a generous introduction, and I couldn't do what I do without you, and I couldn't do what I do without each and every one of you. As I look around the room, I'm overwhelmed by the partnership. Partnership actually feels insufficient to describe the feeling and the relationships that I have with many of you in this room who, in my 18-year journey in the Bay Area, has allowed me to keep going, to believe that change is possible, to stand by your side and recognize that we can do things differently, that we don't have to settle for what we see on our streets, that is normal, that it's okay for people to not have a home. And I just get to be a vessel in many ways to the work that we all do together. And I'm so humbled and honored to be able to receive this award from Enterprise. I remember working really closely with Heather and her team and many of you when I was the chief of staff to the mayor of Oakland, and we were coming together around a housing agenda for the city of Oakland. And Enterprise, as they always do, stepped in all the way, were like my associate staff people, and helped us come up with this housing agenda for the city of Oakland, the first it had ever done, actually. And it was then I realized the value and sort of acceleration that Enterprise as an organization does for so many of us who are doing the work in our communities. And so I just want to thank you all, both personally as my friends and my colleagues, for not only this award, but the fact that I get to stand shoulder to shoulder to you all every single day in this fight is such an honor. So thank you all so much. And I just have a couple of other thank yous because I don't want to stand in the way of y'all and dinner. I want to just shout out Ruby, Ruby from CZI. And I know she's not expecting this, but I just want to let y'all know, when I figured out that I was going to give All Home a shot and create this vision, bring this vision to life of doing regional collaboration and coordination around homelessness and housing insecurity, Ruby, first of all, as a thought partner, was someone who said, it can be done. We believe in your vision. And you believed in the vision, not just in your role, but as a human. And Ruby was the first funder that committed to starting All Home. And I will never forget it because it gave me the confidence to believe that the vision could come true. And we are here almost 3 years later with a team of 18 doing this work in the region. And I couldn't have imagined what it was going to be like. I think I was telling Doug or Cindy, it was an experiment. I was like, is the Bay Area over around this crisis? But I was committed enough because I get to stand in community with you all to try it again and to do it differently. And so I'm so humbled by this honor. I want to shout out my lovely wife who's here with me tonight, Guthrie Morgan, who allows me to be able to do this in my spirit. And our crazy dog Pepper, who, you know, many of you all have seen in the Zoom backgrounds. But I'm just so grateful for this honor, and thank you so much for staying in the journey with us. Appreciate it.